Welcome back to the Healthy Church Staff Podcast. And if this is your first time listening, welcome. My name's Todd Rhoades. I'm the co-founder over at Chemistry Staffing and also your host for the Healthy Church Staff Podcast. Yesterday, we started a two-series podcast on how to find the right search committee chairperson for your church and your church's search team. So yesterday was part one, so it was a two-part series. So we're going to end this series today with part two. Like I said yesterday, we talked about the 5 essential traits of a successful church search committee chair. And today we're going to flip that upside down, and we're going to be exploring 5 red flags that you should, oh my goodness, definitely avoid when choosing the leader of your search team. Now, as we all know, the wrong person in this critical role can derail the entire staffing process. It's going to cause headaches and heartache. It can even really do some long-term harm and damage to your church. If you've ever served on a search committee, you know that so much of how well that search goes depends on the person that's heading the search committee. So let's dive in. Let's discover 5 warning signs, 5 things that should make you think twice and 3 and 5 times before electing this person or handing this person the reins to your search committee. Okay? First red flag is anybody that has a personal agenda. Hear me here. Beware. This is huge. Beware of individuals with hidden agendas or a predetermined candidate in mind. They might be pushing for a friend or a family member. Yes, even a family member. Or someone who aligns with their own personal preferences rather than what's best for the church. These are the personal agenda people. And a good search committee chair puts the needs of the church above their own desires and puts aside their own personal agenda. So if somebody has personal agenda, do not put them as the head of your search committee. So that's number 1, personal agendas. Number 2, dominating personalities. A strong leadership is important, okay? But a domineering or a controlling personality, man, that can stifle any kind of collaboration. It can create resentment within the committee. So avoid people with dominating personalities. Look for someone who's confident but collaborative, somebody that's going to listen to other people's opinions, and somebody who is willing to compromise. So avoid personal agendas, avoid dominating personalities, avoid somebody that has a lack of availability. A church staff search is a significant undertaking that requires a considerable amount of time commitment. And if you know this person is maybe just hyper busy professionally, or they just don't have a lot of time, they don't have a lot of flexibility, this might not be the right person to head your search committee. Avoid choosing someone who's already stretched far too thin or who struggles with time management. A search committee chair who's constantly late or cancels meetings or fails to meet deadlines, man, it's just going to frustrate and delay the process even more. So lack of availability. Number 4, poor communication. We talked yesterday about the importance of having good communication, but the red flag today is avoid people like the plague that have poor communication skills. Clear, consistent, transparent communication is absolutely essential for your successful search process. So beware of individuals who are vague, who are evasive, who struggle to communicate effectively. A good chair is someone that's going to keep everybody informed, that's going to address concerns promptly, and fosters open dialogue. Okay, and then the last one. Avoid people that have bias or prejudice. This kind of goes along with the first one with personal agendas. But sadly, biases, all of us have biases, but if you have somebody that kind of puts that out there and leads with that and pollutes the committee with their bias or prejudice, that can be huge. Beware of anybody who expresses any kind of discriminatory views or makes assumptions about candidates based on personal characteristics. A fair and an equitable search process requires a chair who values individuals, loves people, and judges candidates candidly based solely on their merits. Okay, so don't get me wrong, I don't want to paint a picture of doom and gloom here. There are plenty of qualified, capable, passionate individuals in your church that would make excellent search committee chairs, I'm sure. But it's important to be aware of these red flags so that you can avoid potential pitfalls. Once your search committee is named and your chairman is named, it's really hard to change that. So here's the bottom line. Choosing the head of your search committee, it's a critical decision. It's going to have a lasting impact on your church. And by avoiding these 5 red flags, again, here's what they are. Avoid personal agendas, avoid dominating personalities, avoid lack of availability, avoid lack of ability too. Number 4, poor communication, avoid that. And number 5, avoid biases or prejudice. By avoiding these 5 red flags, you'll set your team up for success and pave the way for a fruitful staffing process. At Chemistry Staffing, this is what I do full time. I help churches with their staffing needs. So if there's any way that I can help your church in your staffing, hiring or firing or staff structure, compensation, any of those kind of things, those are my specialty. I'd love to be able to help you. Reach out to me anytime, podcast@chemistrystaffing.com, and I'd be happy to help you out however I can. If you're listening to this on a Friday, I hope you have a great weekend, and join us again here on Monday. We're here every Monday through Friday for 5 to 7 minutes of hopefully inspirational and just a good time talking about church staff issues here on the Healthy Church Staff Podcast. See you later. Have a great weekend.